Good morning, everyone. My name is Kyle Zagaric. I am with the PowerNotes team, and today is Tuesday, October 17th, and today's training session is short and to the point. We are calling this PowerNotes The Basics. So our goal for today is to cover three main components of our platform. First, accounts. Where to get started, how to add our browser extension, how Galileo librarians, faculty, and students can access, and where to find help and support. From there, we will transition into our core features. So things like annotation and outlining, source tracking and citations, of course, our Google search and a library discovery tool. And then on the back end, how can you export your work out? How can perhaps you share and collaborate on projects? Of course, if any questions do come in, we can answer those along the way. So for those of you that are unfamiliar with PowerNotes, we provide a complete methodology for research, writing, and note-taking built on best practices for today's teaching and learning challenges. So our goal is to help streamline the mechanical steps of reading on a screen. Think of things like copying and pasting and all of the inefficient steps that students may take when they're gathering, organizing, and tracking information. PowerNotes not only help students streamline those steps, but we actually provide a framework for them to follow. So after they have gone through and read sources or took notes in class, they actually have something to work off of, and they feel more confident and more prepared to complete that assignment or activity that they're working on. So we are going to flip over tabs to start with account creation. So step one is to go to powernotes.com. Here you see a few different places where you can log in or try your account. Clicking on either of these places, log in or try for free, will suffice. So let's click login. From here, it will bring you to our login page. If you already have a PowerNotes account, you can log in here. For those that are new to PowerNotes, we click sign up. A majority of our Galileo schools have the Open Athens single sign-on function turned on. So you can click here. You can search for your institution. That will enable the single sign-on function. Or you can just type in name, email, password, and sign up with your school email. The school email will automatically provide you with free premium access. So you don't have to go and find your school or anything like that. So either use single sign-on with Open Athens or name, email, password. It's that easy to get set up. The second component is adding our browser extension. After you've created your account, PowerNotes will guide you to do so, but you can add it to Firefox, Chrome, or Microsoft Edge. We encourage you to pin the PowerNotes extension icon, as you see here, in your extension menu. I'll show you what that looks like here in Chrome. So let's jump into an account. I already have this example student account pulled up. The first page that you will see is called the project dashboard. In the project dashboard, you'll be able to track all of the projects that you're working on. And of course, you can click into them and start working. In this example, I have some additional features turned on, so I'm going to ask you to just disregard them. If you have questions about them, please let us know. We'd be happy to share more. But in these two projects, both have came to them from an instructor. At Galileo schools, most projects will be created by the student. So you can click create a new project, give it a name, give it a description if you'd like. If you want to, you can preset the citation format. If you forget to do that, you can always do it later on. After you create the project, you'll be asked to add different topics. The organizational structure within PowerNotes is very important. We don't provide just a blank space for you to dump information in. We want you to be very intentional with how you're organizing information and give you a scaffolded environment to move information around while keeping that organization. So, for example, maybe you don't know what you'll be looking for yet, so you can just go ahead and get started here. The AI feature is one of the components that is not currently available. If you would like to know more, you can let us know. So you can see here, you can start a project. You can always change topic names. But let's jump into a different project and see what it looks like with that browser extension. So you can always just jump straight into the extension. You do not have to come to your PowerNotes homepage first. This dashboard just works hand in hand with the browser extension. This is that centralized place where you can view your work in a larger environment, see this outline view, and do things like share, export, and just have a larger view to be able to edit and work within your project. So here I have a project that my instructor guided me to build. So this is using PowerNotes in the classroom, for example. We have it named in this for this example, student Malik. They had Malik put their first name and last name at the start of the project, so it was easier to track. And then they have a few topics that they want Malik to look for. So then we can jump into our sources. The browser extension component can be turned on or off. It's very important that if you're not using PowerNotes that you should turn it off. If the extension's turned on, you will always have access to our annotation tools, which may get in the way if you're not using PowerNotes. So once again, you want to make sure you come in here, click the extension icon, turn PowerNotes on or off. When you have the extension enabled, you'll see this floating P icon. You click that. That will expand the PowerNotes sidebar. The PowerNotes sidebar will show you which project you are in. You can always switch between your projects. You can start new projects. And you'll be able to see the work that you're collecting and adding here. You can work with the sidebar expanded or with it minimized. In order to capture information with PowerNotes, you just have to highlight text. Once you've highlighted text, this box will pop up. This box will show you the title of the project that you're in, which you can always switch here as well. Then it will show you your outline. So I mentioned that the topics are very important because what we'll do with this annotation tool is allow you to organize where the information goes. From there, we will prompt you to annotate it. So you can take notes, summarize, anything you'd like to type in here. There's no text limit. The key piece is what you've highlighted is put into quotations over here in the sidebar. It's organized under the category or topic that you've selected. The quote is locked, so you cannot edit that in PowerNotes. So you'll never forget, is this mine or is this something I highlighted? The annotation field, you can always edit, and that is paired directly with the quote. So you don't have to worry about copying and pasting, going back and forth between screens. PowerNotes will automatically grab a link back to the source, so students will never have to worry about capturing a URL. PowerNotes will do that automatically. And along with capturing the URL, PowerNotes will automatically cite the source as well. So you can confirm the citation by clicking this quotation icon here. Also in the annotation pop-up, when you click that, the sidebar view will change. This will show you, once again, the format. Here's the URL. You can edit the citation field if something is not correct. So you can come in here and edit that very easily, and then you can click Save. Now you have a saved citation for this source, and you don't have to worry about tracking it, going back to it. It'll save it in real time. So you can keep adding quotes to your outline. This information is very easy to reorganize as well. So if you realize that you put something in the wrong spot, or you realize later that it doesn't belong, you can delete, edit, move things, and so on. You can also add your own thoughts. So while we've already captured two sources here and two quotes, we might want to start adding our own thoughts. So on the right-hand side of the sidebar, you'll see Add Freeform Note. Click on that. Here's where you can put in your own writing, memorialize ideas, put questions for your professor, anything like that that you want to just add into your outline. For those that are using PowerNotes for more note-taking in class, this is a great place to do that, where you can have your textbook open, and then you can take notes, capture information, all while the lecture is happening. I have a few different examples pulled up here. For the sake of time, we won't necessarily cover everything, but we want to emphasize that PowerNotes will generally work on everything. So all of your library databases, a vast majority of ebook platforms, things on the open web, PowerNotes can be there with you. As long as the source is opened up in the browser, PowerNotes will work. Citation tool works exactly the same, and so on. You can also capture images, charts, and diagrams. So there's two ways to do so. You can right-click if you're on an HTML page, save image to PowerNotes. It will start that same process where you can organize where you want it to go, annotate the image like that. You can also take a screenshot. So in the top left-hand corner of your sidebar, you'll see Take Screenshot. This will provide you with crosshairs, so you can just select pieces of images if you'd like to. It's like that. You can also bookmark entire sources. So here I already have something bookmarked. Perhaps that's something that you don't have time to read, or if you're getting ready for an assignment, you're not actually starting, you might say, I'm going to bookmark these few sources that my professor has provided me with. The only thing you'll need to do is while you're in the source, you click Add Bookmark. It will add it to a category at the top of your outline titled Bookmarks, and you can annotate that. And of course, it works on top of EBSCO sources, either the HTML view or the PDF view. You can work with PowerNotes minimized, expand it, and then if you want to turn it off, very easy, turn it off there. Alrighty. So one of the features that's enabled for all of our Galileo schools is our Google search with library discovery. So what that means, when you have the PowerNotes extension and you're logged into your account and you conduct a Google search, PowerNotes will run a concurrent search in your EBSCO EDS profile and display the results alongside of the Google results. So in this example, we have our library labeled PowerNotes University. By default, the Galileo schools are labeled as results from Galileo. There's been a dozen or so schools that have reached out to us and asked that we change it, and of course we have. So if you'd like us to change the label to your school name or to your library name, we can do so. The results shown are a direct pull from your EDS profile, so we do not change the results. They are just as if the search was done in your library environment. For this example, we have our partners at the University of Tennessee, their library pulled up for an example. So we can click into one of the results. It'll bring us directly there. We can also click See All Results at the bottom of this box. Clicking See All Results will bring us to the search page with the search term still populated and, of course, the results. This example is with Ex Libris Primo. However, EBSCO EDS looks very similar. So after you've gotten to the point where now you found your resources, you've captured information, you have this outline built, and perhaps you want to now export it or share it with someone. At any point in time, you can click the Project Outline button here, or you can click the P icon to go back to your dashboard. I still have my account pulled up, so I'm going to go back to our outline page. And here is where on the left-hand side, I can click Share. I've already shared this with someone for this just for demo purposes, but I can also type in another email address and either assign them as an editor or a commenter. An editor is a full-on collaborator. They can come in, edit, add, change information, and so on. Commenters can only give feedback. So they can view your project. There's a comment button under each section. So it's great if you want to get feedback from a peer, or perhaps you're meeting with a librarian or tutor or your professor. Here, you can see there's a comment field under each section or atop of your outline. You can also export your work. So at some point, you might have to turn this in, and you might have to submit it as a PDF or as a Word document, and you can do so by clicking Export. The first option is Outline, where you can send out your entire outline to a Word document. This will work with Microsoft Office or Google Docs. You can also send it out to a bibliography. This will just send out all of your saved citations into an alphabetical bibliography list. We also have a handful of spreadsheet options. We encourage you to experiment with all of these, as they will take your research and put it into a different format for analysis and post-processing. If you're a fan of Zotero or other reference management tools and you want to send out all of the saved citations here, you can export your sources into an RAS file and then upload those into Zotero or another reference management tool. Our time management tool is not enabled for Galileo schools. If you're interested in learning more, you can let us know. Project settings is another place where you can do things like change the citation format. And we also have a tool called Source Notes. If you're a librarian that teaches information literacy, or perhaps is an instructor in a class with an information literacy assignment, let us know. We'd be happy to share more about this. All right, so if you get stuck using PowerNotes, there's a few different places where you can get support. While you're using the tool, you can always click on the extension icon in the upper right-hand corner, where you will find tech support and PowerNotes guides. Tech support comes directly to our team. PowerNotes guides will bring you to our video tutorials. Here in the right-hand side of the sidebar, you can click Help, and that will also show you tech support and guides. Tech support here will grab the URL automatically, and you might say something like, please help, the citation or highlighting isn't working. Anything you want to know, it streamlines how you can give us feedback, and then we will follow up directly with you via email. Going back to our website here, you can also find our help and support resources. So if you go to powernotes.com and click resources, you'll see information on how to install the extension. Our Getting Started page is very helpful. You can see things like video tutorials, just a step-by-step getting started guide, and then different information about our tools. If you're a librarian or a faculty member looking to promote PowerNotes, we have a great blog page on adoption. So you can find everything here from LibGuide examples. So we have a dozen or so LibGuides from our partner schools that have volunteered to put these on our blog. So you can reference them if you want to see how a LibGuide could be built. We also have email templates. If you want to send out an email blast, letting your students know that PowerNotes is available, we have templated emails that you can use, along with social media copy if you want to send out a Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram post. And we have general promotional materials. So if you're looking for things to print out or something to pin on a bulletin board, this is a great place to print something out or just find other information. If you have any questions at all on how PowerNotes works, how you can promote it to your students, or our partnership with Galileo, please let me know. I can be reached at kyle@powernotes.com, or you can always go to our website and contact us. Thank you so much for your time. We hope this information was helpful. Hope you have a great day.